I'm Pam with Normalized Cloth. Today I want to tell you the 5 things I wish I knew before I switched to cloth diapers. I switched to cloth diapers back in 2016. I did so for financial reasons, and I was really freaked out by the idea. So I spent like over 100 hours, no kidding, researching cloth diapers because I wanted to make sure we only had a little bit of money, and I needed to make sure that whatever we bought was going to work. And it turns out that not only did what I get worked, it's still my go-to preferred method of cloth diapering. And it's not that I don't like other styles and such. I have a very diverse stash, diverse brands and styles, and you name it, I've tried it or I have it. But these are 5 things I wish I would have known going into cloth diapering. Number 1, dealing with poop in cloth diapers is not anything like dealing with a poop explosion in disposables. Now, why do I say this? Because I had this idea in my mind using disposable diapers for about 4 years, give or take, that any dealing with poop was absolutely horrific. And to be fair, every time I've had to have a really hands-on experience with poop with diapers when using disposables, it's always been catastrophic. It has never been there's a little bit coming out the side. No, it is down the legs, all over my carpet, painted on my walls, all over the couch, ceiling to floor, like, bad. And for some reason, and I don't know why, probably just me, but I had this idea that by using cloth diapers, I was going to basically be subjecting myself to that on a regular basis. But that's simply not the case. Dealing with the little bit of poop in cloth diapers, it's nothing like dealing with a blowout. And the little bit of cleaning of poop every single day compared to the occasional catastrophic cleanup I had to do. I mean, if I had to pick, I definitely would pick the regular little poop cleanup than the catastrophic failure poop cleanup. And especially since in most cases, like when my babies are young, I don't even have to do anything. Like their stools are loose enough and the particles small enough that the machine takes care of everything. And for what doesn't shake off or that the machine can't take care of, I have a diaper sprayer. But I was a deer in headlights putting that first cloth diaper on my baby. Like, please do not poop, because I was horrified. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be like pull out the green machine, clean everything up kind of debacle, and it's just not. So I wish I could go back and tell myself, look, you have this idea that dealing with poop is going to be just this big, horrific, horrible experience, and that you're just going to want to exit out of cloth diapering as fast as possible, and it's nothing like you're expecting. It's really not even that big of a deal. I mean, you're gonna have to deal with it whether you use cloth or disposables, and cloth has made it substantially more manageable for me. And especially when I had to deal with the occasional tummy bug that had the liquid stools. Anybody who's using disposables know what I'm talking about when I say it doesn't absorb in the disposable, it just sits in there, and no matter how you try to get that disposable diaper off, it just falls out, leaks out, seeps out, pours out. I had to deal with that for 3 weeks with my second born, and that was a nightmare. And I had a similar issue with my 3rd baby. She got a tummy bug and had the liquid stools, but she was in cloth diapers, and the cloth diapers absorbed it. And then the best part was I didn't even have to rinse those diapers out because the stools were so liquidy, the machine could take care of that. It's funny because depending on the poop, it can actually be easier to use the cloth diapers than to deal with the failures of disposables. I'll show you something really quick because he has not been sleeping well. But look at him. Aww, he's a baby. Thing number 2 I wish I would have known when I switched to cloth diapers is that there is no shame in makeshift diapers. If they work, do not feel obligated to buy actual diapers. Why in my brain I felt I needed to do this, I don't know. But say hello to one of my first cloth diapers. It's a flannel receiving blanket that I got for free from a clothing closet. And in my mind, this should not be a diaper. I'm just like, no, this is a blanket, and yes, it works, and it works really well, by the way, like really well, and I still use it today sometimes for like overnights and stuff. But I'm thinking like, this shouldn't be a diaper. And my brain had kind of settled on I had to buy flats. So, I mean, I did, and I don't have any regrets. I loved those flats. I still use those flats. They're bamboo, so they were just ever shrinking, and now they're adorably small. But I had this idea that I needed actual cloth diapers, and to be honest, it's simply not true. As far as like the absorbency goes anyways. And if I could go back and tell myself something, it would be, you know, you're using flannel receiving blankets and cut up t-shirts inside of your pocket diapers and it's working just fine. Just stick to it. I had put out a Facebook post and said, hey, does anybody happen to have cotton flannel receiving blankets that they don't want anymore because I need some. And ended up with like 13 of them just by asking. There's a lot of people, at least around here, that seem to have like a stack of these just sitting in their closet they don't know what to do with. So when you ask for them, they're just like, sure. Or you can find these at yard sales dirt cheap, like Goodwill or anything pretty cheap. This is not something, I would not buy flannel receiving blankets as expensive as they are. I would not buy these to use as cloth diapers. You can get quality bamboo terry stretchy flats for cheaper than flannel receiving blankets. If not cheaper, the same price. But when you have these already, or you have access to these for cheap or even free, there's no shame in using them. They work. A flat's a flat, right? A flat literally just means it's one piece of fabric. So I wish I would have gotten this mindset out of my head that I needed to have flats, because as much as I don't regret buying them, I do feel like I wasted money that I could have spent expanding my limited stash at the beginning of my cloth diaper journey. Because honestly, I could have doubled my stash and eased the concern of running out with the money that I spent buying flat diapers. But things worked out anyways. Thing number 3 that I wish I would have known when I switched to cloth diapers is that, no, all-in-ones are not all that in a bag of chips. For me, especially at the beginning when I was hand washing, all-in-ones were not something really good for me to use. Hand washing an all-in-one is so much harder than hand washing flats and pocket shells. But I was always given this idea and this impression that all-in-ones were like, oh, you gotta have all-in-ones. They're so convenient. They're so easy. They're just not all that in a bag of chips. I mean, I like my all-in-ones. There's a reason I have all-in-ones. They're convenient. And depending on the brand, they can be adequately absorbent and have a really good fit. But they're pricier. And honestly, you can get convenience out of a pocket shell and a flat too. Many, I want to say probably 8 out of 10, and I kid you not, 8 out of 10 all-in-ones that I tried, especially early in my cloth diaper career, were not absorbent enough and needed some kind of a boost. And that's frustrating. Like, why am I gonna drop $15, $20, $25, $30 for one diaper to have to add absorbency to it? And then those diapers were the diapers, for me anyways, to wear out the fastest. I have some and I love them, and I especially appreciate them for the convenience on the go or in the middle of the night or things like that. But honestly, in fact, at one point when I had significant wash issues, this was when I had been using my machine. I had switched over to my machine and I was just starting to get the hang of things. And then I incorporated more all-in-ones into my stash of a variety of brands to try. And I started having wash issues. All-in-ones don't open up like flats do. And so what was working all right for my flats and my pocket shells with absolutely no issue was a problem for the all-in-ones. And so then I ran into some hiccups in my wash routine just because I switched the style of cloth diaper I used. So one of the things I wish I could hop back in 2016 and tell myself was just, you know, meh. Number 4, I wish I could go back in time and tell myself, stop going crazy over all of the prints and all of the diapers. I really appreciate the experience and the insight I gained from trying a diverse brand selection. I mean, if I could get my hands on it, I was. Over the course of 2 years into my journey, I had this like addictive, had to buy everything kind of mentality. It frustrated me. I'm like, yeah, fluff mail and all excited, and I got this like large stash and no proper way to store it, so it became clutter. I didn't even like all the brands that I tried. I had this impression that large stashes were goals. And I know, at least for me personally, trying to buy a bunch of diapers, I was just trying to fill this sort of void I had. And it's easy to joke and get carried on about the whole, like, all the diapers, buy everything, and fluff mail, and yay, and look at my pretty wall stash of like 500 diapers. I never had that much. In fact, I think I capped out at 150, but I wasn't happier for it. And in fact, I very quickly realized it was cluttering my space. It was cluttering my brain. I started with an extremely humble stash, and I feel like I kind of went crazy the second we had improved finances. I don't know. I've always, in the back of my mind, embraced a bit of minimalism, and the only reason why my house is not minimalist is because I live and am married to a hoarder. So you know that's going well. I'm like secretly throwing things away when he's not looking, and then he asks for it. And I'm talking stuff that he like does not use, has picked up out of nowhere, found it on the side of the road or something. Oh, we might be able to whatever, and then completely forgets it exists for 3 years, does not do anything with it. I throw it away, and then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, he's just like, what happened to that thing I picked up? But yeah, I'm all about minimalism because I understand that when my house is cluttered, my brain is cluttered, my thoughts are cluttered. I had to just sell a bunch of diapers. I sold a ton, donated a ton, got rid of anything that wasn't working for me, and dwindled my stash down to about 28. This was when I still had just one in diapers, and then I found out I was having another baby, and then I kind of slightly got sucked back into the buying a billion things again, and then kind of pulled myself back out of that, and now I'm sort of lingering with about 3 dozen diapers for Holtwood and 3 dozen for Juju, and I'm currently trying to downsize Holtwood's stash because honestly, he should be and can be using the potty. I have so much that I've been doing lately. I've been so distracted. I've been struggling to try to keep him consistent with the toilet that he ends up in diapers probably half the day. So he's like half in trainers, half in diapers. He'll ask me to use the potty, and it seems like that's the only time I remember to take him. And he seems excited about it, and he can use it. Ideally, actually, I should be destashing his diapers pretty much all together. He does not need them. And Juniper is my last baby, and that's kind of hitting me a little hard too. So like I'm trying to resist the urge to buy all the diapers, and at the same time I'm battling this whole, this is my last chance to like try out certain brands or get beautiful prints, and but you know, it's not worth it. And every time I end up with too many diapers, it bums me out and it just bogs me down. But I've turned that for the good because, and especially with the market being down, just trying to sell diapers, I'm not interested. And I've already determined that when I get rid of my diapers, it will be donated. But yeah, I wish I could go back and tell myself large stashes, just no. Number 5, I wish I understood that Fluff Love University was not a final authority of anything. Now, don't get me wrong, Fluff Love University has helped me in certain ways, and has helped other people in many ways. But Fluff Love University also has hurt my experience, my diaper journey. When I made the transition to using my washing machine, they completely set me up for failure. You know, the name Fluff Love University lends itself to some degree of educated. And so in my mind, these are people with some sort of education. But then you read the About Us section and it just says they're a bunch of moms with experience and having experience helping other moms. When it comes to washing diapers, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. And what works for one person won't work for another. There are so many variables with washing diapers. I mean, I just mentioned earlier about how just switching the style of diaper had to completely amend my routine. And you know, switching detergents. Detergents have different, you know, formulations and different concentrations. You know, each machine, different size machine, different means of agitation. Then everyone's got different kind of water, various hardnesses. And then you have how frequent do the diapers get washed? How heavily soiled are they? How big is the load size? I feel like I could rant forever about all the variables that are in washing diapers, and I had this idea in 2016 that Fluff Love University was a authority, that they knew what they were doing. And I'm not saying they don't. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they don't know anything and that they haven't helped people and can't help people. I can't emphasize that enough. My point is that they are not the final authority, that they can be wrong. Take advice that I give, that they give, that anyone else gives, and get a second opinion, get a third opinion, get a fourth opinion. You know, reach out to shop owners, reach out to the owners of the brands of the diapers that you use. If you need help or if you need advice with fit or with washing or anything, do not take what any one person says and run with it to the end, because you could set yourself up for some serious failure doing that. And I wish I would have known Fluff Love University. It may be called university, but they're just moms, and they're capable of making errors and mistakes. They're capable of being wrong, but I wish I would have understood Fluff Love University is not a university. So you have it, 5 things I wish I would have known back in 2016 when I first switched to cloth diapers. Were any of these what you expected? I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have actually seen my infographic about all of this. I've been trying to post a lot more helpful information there on Instagram. I've been kind of motivated to make some graphics to try to help people out. If you're interested in seeing those, you can go over to Instagram. My handle is Pamelami, and my handle is the same for TikTok too. And I post a lot of TikTok videos because honestly, making TikTok videos is a whole heck of a lot easier than me making YouTube videos, which is why you don't really see me here a whole lot anymore. April 23rd from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my free virtual event for the Great Cloth Diaper Change event this year. The link to that event is in the description box box if you want to join. We usually have games and prizes. Even if you don't want to participate in the games, anybody who participates in the event will be entered automatically to win the big prize, whatever that's going to be, because I haven't decided yet. I think that about sums it up. Have a great day.